So after this loop controller, I will discuss one more controller, that is while controller. So again, go to the thread group, right click, add logic controller and while controller. Like in programming language, we use the while loop. So while loop means keep on continuing until this condition is true. So I'm adding this while. So in while loop, you have to add some code. You have to write some code over here to match the condition. In when I was using loop controller, so in loop controller there was no coding required. I was just writing how many times I want to call. 5 times I want to call. I've just written 5 over here, and it will call 5 times this one. Okay, but now what I want to do, I want to call this particular request, this request one. I'm adding it inside the while controller. So, so I'm putting it inside the while controller. So, but how many times we will run this while controller? If I now delete this loop controller and also delete this request. So now I have this HTTP request one inside the while controller, but in while controller, I have not specified any condition. So it will run infinite. Okay, so let us run and check. So again, go to the test plan and run. So you will see. Okay.
Yes.
I will delete this one also. Again, I will run. So there I have not specified any condition. We have just written one person is visiting one time. And in while controller, I have not specified anything over here. What function I have to call, how many times I want to run. So it will just run one time and the program is completed. So how do you specify how many times the person will run this while loop? So I will go to the thread group and I will create one user defined variable. How you define the user defined variable? Config element user defined variable. And for example, I'll add one user defined variable and I will give the name as count, and I will write the value as 0. So now I have initialized one variable count and I have initialized it by the value 0. Okay, and you can put it here. Okay, so now this is the variable I have defined inside the thread group. Okay, now what I will do, after this request I have to increment this counter. That is, when the person has visited this page, I want to increase this counter from 0 to 1, then 1 to 2 and 2 to 3, in that way. Okay, so what I will do, I will, after this request, after this HTTP request one, add. So there are two processors: pre-processor, post-processor. Post-processor means when the request is completed, then what you want to do, that is called post-processor. So what I want to do, I want to increment the value of the count. So after this request, I will select this request, right click, add post processor. And in post processor, I will add this one, JSLR post processor. Click on it. And here you have to write one code. What code you have to write? That is, you have to get the value of this count. So there is one. So there are certain predefined objects available. So this we will discuss in detail when I will discuss bean shell scripting with you. Then we will discuss what is the meaning of predefined object. So there is one predefined object, VARS. This is a predefined object. Whenever you want to access some variable, that is, you want to set the data to the variable or you want to get the data from the variable, then there is a predefined object called VARS, and it has a method called get. Okay, and inside the get, write the variable name. The variable name is count. Okay, so this is the variable name, count. So I'm writing VARS dot get count, and I want to read it as a string, sorry, as a int. So as int, semicolon. Okay, and I will store it one more variable of int type, like a Java int, and I will give the name as count1 is equals to. So where's is a predefined object dot get will get the count method as int, means in the integer format, and it will store it inside the count1. Now what I will do, I will write count1 plus is equals to 1 to increment by 1. है ना, सेम ऑपरेटर जैसे like this you are using in Java, same operator we are using, plus is equal to increment the value by 1, and then I want to set this value back to the count. So again I will write VARS dot put. Now I want to add the value, put, then the variable name count. So I want to put the value inside the count, comma, what value you want to put, this one, count1, and convert it to string. Simple code I have written, that is, I have taken this variable as int increment by 1, and then again I am adding this value back to the count. And what I have done, I have written this in post, this request, when it has been completed, post processor, then it will increment the value. Okay, now what I will do, I will go to the while controller back, and now I have to check when the count value is equal to 10, then we have to break the loop. That is, we have to keep on running until the count value is less than 10. Okay, so here again we have to check this condition in the while loop. So here I will write one code, dollar, okay, curly bracket. I am also speaking so that you know, because font size is little bit small, so you can check what I am speaking. So first is dollar, then curly bracket, underscore underscore, and this is a groovy language. So we write GROOVY, groovy, and then bracket. We have to write the code inside it, bracket, and then curly bracket. So we have to write dollar, curly bracket, underscore underscore groovy, and circular bracket. जो bracket we have started, circular bracket close, curly bracket open, curly bracket close. And inside this circular bracket, I will check this condition again, VARS dot, again get, from where, from the count, again as int And what condition I have to check? Is less than equal to 10. So again, we are from in the while controller, we are getting the count value and checking whether it is less than equal to 10. If it is less than equal to 10, it will work. Otherwise, it will not work. What I can do, one more thing, in this request, instead of adding 1, I can use this variable name, count. So what I can do, how I can write dollar curly bracket count. So to fetch the data, you use dollar curly bracket count. Okay, and I will save this on the. So I will share this code with you also. So it is shared by the GMX extension, and you can open this code on your system also. While
सर प्रैक्टिस के लिए जेएमएक्स फाइल भेज सकते हो क्या मतलब
yes, GMX file you in you can download. I will send it to you. You can download and then you can open it on your JMeter and you can read it.
करेक्ट करेक्ट
Okay.
ओके तो कल वाला भी दे देना वो लूप वाला एक रहेगा तो
I will check if it is available. Then I will send.
ओके
Okay. So now I am running it one more time. So for in loop controller, I was just specifying 5. So it was running 5 times specific request. But in while controller, we have to specify how many times it has to run. So we have to set the counter. For that, we have to write the code. This one to set the data and this one to compare. Test plan, run. Let me check what is the issue. It was not inside the while controller, it was inside the thread group. So it was running one time only. Okay, so I have now added it inside the while controller. And now after adding it to the while controller, I will run it one more time and check whether it is called 10 times or not. Okay, and now you see it is running from 0 to 10, it is running 10 times. Okay, one time. So it means like a loop controller, it is also working. But in while controller, what we have done, we have written the post processor request in which we have created this user defined variable in which I am incrementing the value. This is the code. And then in the while controller, I am comparing it and running it. Understood?